Excellent. You should be a prop master.
It's all about
Last week's video had grog bottles all over the.
a lot of fireballs.
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's Thursday night. Glenn and Ben from the Good Movie Monday podcast. I just realised on the Tuesday night video, we never really introduced ourselves, where we're from, or anything like that. Not that it matters. It's
Where we're going to be.
It's our channel, isn't it?
That's right.
You know, maybe we should just stop doing that.
The whole thing.
So let's just not do the podcast anymore. Yeah. I'd rather just be us.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's fine. We can just talk about movies. We don't need to.
No one needs to.
I don't care what other people think.
No,
I mean, I really, really do.
You just want
But
people
publicly,
to agree. You want people to agree with you.
Yeah.
By the way, one
How
of
can
the
you not like what I like?
the longest coffees to have lasted, Tuesday I started this coffee, and
That's
it's
right.
still going.
I just can't believe we're both still wearing the same clothes. Like we've been locked in here since then.
But I mean, you
It's
watch,
getting
you go
pretty
through all the thumbnails of our videos. You're practically wearing the same
Same
thing
clothes and
in
everything.
every video. Anyway.
I have a very limited wardrobe. I'm like Batman or Alfred Einstein.
And yet, when we had a night out on the town, you were very snazzy.
I dressed up for that because I heard there were going to be women there.
Let's do some luck and dip. I'm going to go first.
You know what happened?
What?
Nothing.
Nah. That's because they're your teamsters.
That's right. They're
You get more
way,
action from me than you get them.
they're way too smart to have any interest in me.
Well, this is interesting because Monday's show we talked about music documentaries. Not that this is a documentary per se, but Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Ah.
I love this movie.
Teacher, leave them kids alone. How can you eat your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
That's right.
You can't get your pudding if you don't
Yeah, so
eat
you
your
started the quote at the end.
meat. I got it wrong,
Yeah. Because I was going to join you and I'm like, hang on, he's finished
He's
it.
got it wrong, yeah.
It's a great movie. I first saw this when I was about 11 years old, and the only thing that really stuck with me from an 11-year-old's perspective is the fact that he shaves over his nipples. And and then blood streams down from them. Do you remember that? That's very jarring image when you're a child.
I always think of that when I was like 14, 15, whenever it was I started to shave. And I had a lot of acne, and my sister's like,
Me too.
How do you shave over the acne? I'm like, well, you just do.
Yeah, but it's also quite painful and tricky at times.
Like I never had that issue.
Yeah, I do.
But I guess,
Fun fact, the reason I am as short as I am is because of the medication I had to take for my acne.
Really?
It's a medication called Roaccutane that stunts your growth, and at the time I took it when I was about 13, I was the tallest one in my class, and I was tall, and the doctor's like, it's up to you and your parents. Are you happy with the height you are? Because once you take this is it. And Mum's like, yeah, go for it. You don't want your acne anymore? I'm like, no, I don't. And it's like, short ass for the rest of my life.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, you're not actually that short.
I'm pretty short.
How short are you?
I'm too afraid to measure myself, but I'm shorter than most people. Look at the photos. The funniest photo you'll ever see is...
but I'm like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, no,
that
I'm 5'6", maybe? I don't know.
I mean, it's like me standing next to Grant all the time. I'm a short ass.
Go and have a look at the group photos we took on that night out that we had, and you'll see for yourself. But anyway, you stand next to me all the time.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, oh, you're actually close to my height.
No, I'm close to your heart.
Me just, yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, well, I picked out The Wall and...
One beat, two beat.
I just
my heart beats
tit.
For you.
Felt tit.
You just felt tit. That's you did. Like, fucking hell.
I mean, how many times do you want a woman to do that?
Talk about my tits.
No, grab your hand and put it there.
Yeah.
Usually they're pushing it away.
It's
Yeah, that's right. You're like, no.
La 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 bamba.
Another music one.
Another music
What
film.
is going on here? Another one that traumatized me as like an 11-year-old. And then they come around slow motion with the washing on the line, and the brothers, or Richie's just died, and the brother drops to his knees. Like, no! Devastating.
Isai Morales and Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah.
Lou Diamond Phillips, what I always loved about Lou Diamond Phillips is that he's good for any
ethnicity.
Ethnicity.
Totally. He's a fucking Mexican in Young Guns.
The amount of times he's played an Indian, and you're like, what?
He was in the King and I. He was in the King and I stage show.
I mean, he's Filipino.
Yeah. Wasn't he like
so
was
weird?
It, Lean on Me or Stand and Deliver? One of those. He's like
he's definitely like a Latino.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, yes. I mean, yet put Mickey Rooney in Little Asian.
Yeah, and yet, it's not racist when Lou Diamond Phillips
No,
does it.
no.
It's only yeah. Let's not get into that.
I love La Bamba. I think it's fantastic. It's maybe it's just being nostalgic and romantic for the film that I watch it now and it's.
I find myself.
Joey Pants is in there.
I watch that clip where he auditions for the band on YouTube all the time. Like it just seems to come up in my feed, and every time it does, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that again.
What's the song he sings for that one? Come on, let's go, let's do it again. Is that the one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I think I can't remember.
Do you remember the brother painting all the signs? I used to think they're not very good signs, but they're telling him how good they are. He's painting band signs. Like,
yeah.
And his mother, I think, is saying like, "You're so talented," and he's like, "Yes, I can do this." And
can you do the rest of the show in that voice?
I could be a John Leguizamo, mate. I can be any ethnicity as well. See, there's another one that gets away with it. Has a problem with James Franco playing Fidel Castro, but this is the guy that played a French dwarf and Mario.
That's right.
Mario Brothers. Well, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah. How can he be? No, he's Luigi. He's Luigi from Mario Brothers.
Luigi Mario.
But Bob Hoskins is Mario. It's no better.
What's the great line? What's your name? He goes, Mario. Mario what? Mario. What's your name? Luigi. Luigi what? Luigi Mario. I got it completely wrong, but you get the gist.
I got the joke. It's your turn. Is that the last one?
No, I don't know. What do we got time-wise? I reckon we got a bit of time. If the camera cuts out, we don't have enough time. And that is where it ends. Do I want to talk about this? Well, I guess it's topical because Brendan Fraser is back in the news, but School Ties.
School Ties. I quite like School Ties.
Yes, I like it a lot. It's quite a heavy film.
I don't understand what this thing about Brendan Fraser is.
Because he got blacklisted from Hollywood because he was a survivor of sexual assault, right? He had it's a famous incident of a Hollywood producer shoving his finger up Brendan Fraser's ass. Or as Brendan Fraser calls it, his taint. And that he came forward and says, this happened to me and it was traumatic and it cost him all future roles. Like he got blacklisted and not hired again. And it's only now that the Me Too
I just thought because now that he's put on a bit of extra weight, he looks like Peter Griffin.
He's put on a bit of weight.
He looks like Chunk, like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yes. And he said like part of the trauma that he experienced was an addiction to food and blah blah blah.
Just because he looks like a normal person now.
Well, he does. But anyway, he's made a comeback. And he's in Darren Aronofsky's new film, which is why he's in the headlines at the moment. It's called The Whale.
He's standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival.
Yeah, right. I got a lot of time for Brendan Fraser. I can't lie. I don't like him in The Mummy or any of that, but
I really like them. I
know you do.
Mummy.
It's a conversation I have a lot. I don't like it, but like Blast from the Past, I love him in that. I liked him in the Bedazzled remake. You know, I do like what he brings to the screen, even if it's George of the Jungle.
Bedazzled is like I'd take George of the Jungle over the Bedazzled remake.
So would I. But like I'm just saying,
yeah,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, and I like what he brings comically to it. And he was good in Gods and Monsters.
He's great in Airheads.
Yeah. Totally, and he like I said, Gods and Monsters. He proves he can do dramatic stuff.
Quiet American and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so School Ties,
and he's great in Condor, the series.
I think School Ties was the first dramatic role I think he might have done because he'd done your Encino Mans and things like that.
Well, because Encino Man is the movie that kind of broke him. It was the lead role,
which I heard they're doing a sequel to. Another bloody what do you call them? Not retro sequels? What do they call them? A legacy sequel.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what do you do with that? He'd be completely civilized now.
Surely his kids. He's going to have had kids
little Bam
with,
Bam and Pebbles running around.
Is it? No, hang on. It's not Carla Cugino. Oh, she's from Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
Who's I can't remember the girl that he kind of ends up with in Encino Man. But their kids are going to go back to the Stone Age. Is that what it's going to be? And they've got to adapt to the life in caveman times?
Who knows? Because they're doing the Biodome sequel, which is where those two go into space. So it's essentially the Beavis and Butthead movie.
What, as
sequel.
70-year-olds? It's going to be like watching Cheech and Chong in a movie.
They get stuck in a space module and it goes up into space, and so then they've got to. It's fucking Biodome. Like,
I mean, I love Biodome.
Best thing about Biodome, Men in Hats. That song, Men in Hats.
Oh no, the best part in Biodome is what's it? Bruce Glover. No, what's his name?
The guy from Die Hard.
The guy from Die Hard doing. No, that's Spider-Man. You're thinking of Iron Man is by.
I just love the joke though, where they're like, no, we know how to get them out. We'll drive them insane. What will happen? What will drive them mental? It's like men in hats, we could dance with the safety dance.
Yeah, the safety
so
dance.
they blasted into the biodome, and then the next scene is them all going, safety dance. And they're just completely in their element. It's a very funny scene. I believe one of Kylie Minogue's biggest regrets.
So doing that film?
Yeah, she really regrets doing that one. I don't know why her career didn't suffer for it.
No, but I guess there is that very, very memorable scene where the camera just focuses on her and Teresa Hill's backsides for a couple of minutes, which to me made the film.
Would you regret that more or Street Fighter?
That's just it, isn't it? Delinquents,
wow.
Kylie's feature
film. You and I both like Delinquents for a very specific reason.
Yeah, but Kylie Minogue's film career, sample people. What has she done to be proud of?
She was the fairy in Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's a great actress. I think she's an amazing pop singer, but why would you regret Biodome? It's gone on to become a cult classic.
I find that usually the movies I enjoy most in any given actor's filmography is the movie that they regret making.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you and I like Tosh, don't we? I'll be the first to put my hand up and say Joe Dirt classic.
It's like I said in the show. With movies, the sum of the parts is often greater than the whole.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Joe Dirt, prime example, because I just could never get past Kickin' Wings.
Yeah.
In fact, Indian guy called Kickin' Wings.
No, that and you're not my sister. You're not my sister. You're not my sister.
Yeah, that too.
And the fact, the whole premise. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it.
I spoiled Joe Dirt.
The whole, don't want to spoil Joe Dirt.
Did you ever watch Joe Dirt 2?
No.
No? Yeah.
No.
There you go. It's more of the same.
It's like Dumb and Dumberer.
But Brandine comes back, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I do like Brandine.
Yeah, it's. What do you call those sequels where it's essentially a rehash of the first one, and it's very segmented. It's like they've written 10-minute blocks of the film and just put them all together.
But what I find weird is that there's the two rules of sequels. It's either the first movie was so successful, we need a second one, and it has to be bigger and better than the first one.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one where, it was a success. Let's make a cheaper, shittier version, and then be shocked when it's not a success.
Yeah. You know what? We should. There's a good episode for the podcast of those half-price sequels.
Yeah. Half price. What a great name for it. Half-price sequels.
Or bargain.
People on the internet have called me Half-Price Glenn. Which,
really?
I appreciate.
I'd call you my Red Spot Special.
the NQR special.
You're my Lisa McCune.
What is it to the expiry date? It's the expiry date's just around the corner, so it's a special. The hurry up, it's about to go off special.
Is this spoiled?
Like the sausages I had for dinner tonight. $3.99 because they're only good for another 10 minutes.
That's why you have to use the air fryer instead of the regular.
Yeah,
oven.
fried the bejesus out of them, sterilized them in the air fryer.
Try and work that into a movie conversation.
Yeah, can't do it.
Are there movies about sausages other than
Sausage Party?
Sausage Fingers?
Yeah, Sausage Fingers, Sausage Party.
Sausage Party? That was a bad movie. I can't get behind that one.
Isn't there one? I was thinking the other day. I was thinking about how bad I'd fucked up during our alcohol movie episode.
Yep.
That boozy movies.
Yes.
Why didn't I talk about Strange Brew, the greatest movie about booze of all time?
Yeah, totally. Beer Fest got a nod, but not that.
But not Strange Brew. Fuck Trees Lounge. As good as Trees Lounge is, but it's no fucking Strange Brew.
Why did Strange Brew not come up on my list when I was looking for boozy movies?
But because it doesn't come up on Google when you type in.
I know, but it's got
boozy
brew
movies.
in the title.
Totally, and it literally is all about them trying to figure out how to get free beer.
Yeah. Young Einstein, he put the bubbles in beer.
He put the bubbles in beer.
Far out. Isn't it amazing, the things you think of when you're not actually recording your show?
Sure, yeah. If Guillermo had been around for that episode, we could have asked him is the beer in the UK actually warm, or is that just like an urban legend? Because I just can't imagine warm beer. That being said, I've had Boddington's Pub Ale back in the days of Loaded magazine when Dan Murphy's first got their import beer fridge out the back, and it tasted like absolute shit.
Well, now it's all import beer.
But now it's all import beer.
There you go.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, baby.
It's like we're talking just to run the camera out.
Yeah. I'm constantly shocked that it's still going.
No, we keep looking at the red gun.
I think this is very indicative of this week's podcast, where we
certainly
spend
is.
a lot of time talking about nothing.
Yeah, and most likely next week too.
So, yeah.
Join us on Monday. That's a good place to cut because I think I'm done.
I'm done. I was done like after Ginger Snaps came out.
A lot of people were done after the first Ginger Snaps came out.
Yeah.